Hello and welcome, I'm your host KB and you're watching the Retrospective. Scooby-Doo is a Hanna-Barbera created character which has remained popular since his first appearance in the series Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, which first aired in 1969. Since his original appearance, we have seen countless Scooby-Doo series, direct-to-video movies, as well as a couple of hugely successful theatrical films released in 2002 and 2004.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you.
Scooby-Doo. No one is stupid enough to believe that.
Who's the ugly old bride?
Of all the Scooby-Doo series that have been released over the years, the one that stuck out to me the most was A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, which was released in 1988.
Scooby-Doo, 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 Scooby-Doo.
There's a mystery in town, so call the coolest pup around. Oh, Scooby, Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Join Shaggy and the crew, Daphne, Freddy, Velma too, and Scooby, Pup Named Scooby-Doo.
This series sees our favourite protagonists from the original show, but as much younger, cuter versions of themselves. The group is the same as the original lineup from the Scooby-Doo Where Are You series, and together they make up the Scooby-Doo Detective Agency, which solves mysteries in their fictional town of Coolsville. Other than the age of the characters, there's no real changes here. It's the typical ghost or monster mystery with someone being revealed to be wearing a mask at the end of the episode. So if you're familiar with the Scooby-Doo formula, then you really know what to expect here.
It's the bank president, Mr. Buxton.
How'd you know it was me?
I noticed that your clothes were sloppy right after the monster made his phone call. You must have changed clothes in a big hurry.
Sorry I had to sneak up on you kids. I was just following the trail of the monster.
Yes, and he would have taken the blame if it weren't for these pesky kids.
Like, yeah, and a pup named...
Scooby-Doo.
The biggest change here, or at least what attracted myself most as a kid, is the updated visuals, which even today make the show feel a lot more modern. The animation is nice and vibrant, and the character designs are really well done, with a great cartoony style that really works for them. Our protagonists have had some cosmetic changes, and display much more childlike tendencies which you'd expect, but they still feel quite faithful to their characters from the original series.
I'm not going.
Would you do it for a Scooby snack?
Okay. That's enough.
Like perfect, Scoob. Right, Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Over here.
Chinkies. Velma said Chinkies, and we've only been on the case a few minutes.
Don Messick and Casey Kasem reprise their roles of Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, and as always, they do a great job. The roles of Daphne, Velma, and Fred were voiced by child actors who, at the time, were relatively unknown. There's no real reoccurring villain here, but there is an antagonist in the form of a local bully named Red, who's voiced by Scott Menville.
I knew I'd have some fun if I followed you tunas to the beach. Yeah, you should have seen the looks on your faces when... Ow! Ow! Oh, ow!
One of the strongest aspects of the show, at least in my opinion, is the awesome music and score throughout the series. With original songs which play through most of the chase scenes, the soulful doo-wop and rock and roll style soundtrack is lots of fun, and definitely helps add to the feel of the era in which the show is set.
sun goes down.
You might hear the twang of a spooky sound.
Goes the guitar in his bony hand.
He's the biggest star in a haunted band.
So while the show follows the typical formula and doesn't really add any new elements to the Scooby-Doo universe, it is still a very well done and different feeling show, while still being faithful to the original source material. So for any Scooby-Doo fan who hasn't had the opportunity, I would definitely suggest checking it out. The show did last for 4 seasons, airing until 1991, but it had a smaller episode count with only 27 episodes being produced. The show obviously performed well enough that Hanna-Barbera did another kid-themed reboot for one of their oldest properties with the Tom and Jerry Kids Show, which aired in 1990. All episodes have been released on DVD, but it's split up in various volumes, and I don't think that there's a complete series collection available, which is something I'd definitely like to pick up.
So come on, it's mystery time. You can help us solve the crime with Scooby, a pup named Scooby, a pup named Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Scooby-Doo.
As always, thanks very much for watching this episode. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode of The Retrospective.